Good morning, everyone. I'm Debbie Polachek. Welcome to my channel. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. We're going to be using the Gold Gilding Flakes to make this card, and we will be making it in a different color with a different center inside. Okay, and I'm going to be using this stamp set. This called Floating and Flattering. I used this the new heat and stick powder to get gilding flakes to stick, and in order to do that I needed to do the background color first. This is how I went about doing it. First of all, I've got this, pulled the little butterflies off, the filled in butterflies, this one, and this one, to do these. By using the black lines on the plastic sheet that held my stamps, I've removed them, and now I'm putting them on the opposite side that they came on, with the flat side of the stamp facing up. Block. And I just picked up those stamps just like that. I've got two panels, one for the outside and one for the inside. That's 5 1/4 by 4. Those panels. Now I'm going to take the stamp here, the outline of the stamp, and I'm going to place it here. I'm going to get a pencil. I'm going to mark all the way around this stamp. Then I'm going to take where this butterfly is, I'm going to go ahead and put an X underneath him. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and do the same, however I think you will fill up the space the best. Now I'm doing this lightly with a pencil. These lines are going to need to be erased when I get through here. Again, I'm going to put an X under this butterfly here. Repeat doing the same thing all on the front of your cardstock. Now I'm ready to know where to put this little butterfly here. And to do this, I'm going to go ahead and powder up my paper, my heat and stick powder. And I'm going to do one at a time when I do this part here. And I've also got my Versamark. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to line it up so that butterfly is in position. Got me one of my small piece of paper here, and I'm just going to sprinkle this stuff on top of it. Okay, here you see me heating up the powder, and I'm doing that by waiting for it to shine with my heating tool. This is kind of funny, I didn't turn my tool off before I try to put the gold flaking on, so don't do it this way. So go ahead and turn your tool off, then try to quickly put your gold foil on top. I've got a little stencil brush, and I'm going to just knock off that excess gold flakes here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the paper just like I was going to stamp it. And this time I think I'm going to put the corner in this corner, on the far corner. Yeah. And pick the thing up. And make sure I lined it up real good with the edge of my mat here. So I've got it lined up real good there, just in case I need to go back and do it again. Thank you for helping my channel grow by giving me a thumbs up, sharing, and subscribing below. Card base here for the card. I've got an 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25 right down the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and do my sentiment in that same green, which is Old Olive. It was a perfect day because of you. That's sweet. I'm gonna put that on the inside of that and do that in the Old Olive, and I'm gonna go ahead and center it up inside of here so I know where to put it before I take this off. This has a little grid line on the bottom. I did buy one of these little machines here, and I think they're very, very nice, and they cut very good. And to cut a die, you set it up with the one on the bottom, the cutting, which is a 2, then your project, and then you can go ahead and put your deal on there. And these cutting area here is 7 by 3 3/8, I would say. And you just stick it through and roll it through. And I did try detail die, and it worked pretty darn good. Very handy being right there. Usually we'll have room on your desk for something this small. Even my small desk, I have room for it. But anyways, you can see it cuts out very nicely. I can go ahead and erase all these little lines. I want to be sure and powder that real good because now I'm gonna, instead of the black this time as you can see I used the black embossing powder. I'm gonna use white. I believe it'll show up a little bit on top of our very vanilla cardstock. We'll find out. Okay, again, I'm going to use Versamark, but this time I can go ahead and do all my stamping without stopping. I've got my white embossing powder. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if we kind of dry run this and see how this looks. Okay, I think I'm going to use another technique for this back because I want to see more of my little artwork back here. So what I'm going to do is take my cutting tool. Got it lined up so I can see that this line is going right on the side of the frame that I want to keep. Now the rest I'm going to just cut by hand. Yeah. Now I can actually glue that onto a window sheet. That would be cool. And I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead freehand cut this around here. Small piece of window sheet here. Put some dots of glue along some of the other parts. Not too much. And actually if you did this and let it dry before you try to put it on there, you just did glue and put it on there and let it dry, that would be perfect because the glue wouldn't smear on your window sheet that way. And this does stick even when it's dry. And I'll do the same with this one here. Make some glue dots on top of there. While that's drying somewhat, I'll go ahead and set that aside. Go ahead and use the Granny Apple Green. And this is the Stampin' Up marker. Just color in those. Wipe off the excess. Now this one here, I did emboss it after I got through at this point, and I embossed it, this folder here. It's called Lace 3D. That's the folder. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. Two sides so I don't have to cut them. Just run some glue. Again, let that dry. Anyway, that's the card for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be seeing you. Bye-bye.